Hi everyone. In this presentation, I'm going to be looking at China's Belt and Road Strategy from a practical board decision perspective. This main question is China becoming harder to stop because it's expanding both over land and over sea, or is it creating new weak points by stretching itself? I'm using Mackinder's 1904 warning as a starting point. If a power gains control over the heartland and connects it to the wider world island, it can become extremely hard to contain. At least that idea with something real. I'm focusing on BRI case, SPEC, and Godar port in Pakistan. And the key rule here is we judge this with the data and the risk, not just being narratives. And Hegemon without the gospel. Genaro's chapter 3 gives the best modern lens. China acts like a hegemon without the gospel, so it's not trying to spread one ideology to the world. Instead, it builds power by making countries rely on it through trade, financing, infrastructure, and now digital corridors. That's the logic behind the idea that China doesn't need to shoot, because influence is built into the system. SPEC fits this perfectly because it's not one project, it's a package: energy, roads, rail, the port, and industrial zones. So the question isn't the Godard impressive on paper? No, is Godard impressive on paper, or it's does the package create long-term dependence and leverage? Eurasia Access plus World Island Reach. Using Mackinder SPEC matters because it links directly to Western China. To the Arabian Sea, that's basically China creating a land corridor that connects its interior to wider global routes. In terms of scale, SPEC is often described around 62 billion in associated projects, which already tells you see common estimates like it could reduce an energy route from around 12,000 kilometers to about 2,000. And some sources claim savings like 2 billions per year, depending on the scenario. The big risk is obvious. The corridor crosses high risk security areas, especially Balochistan. That means higher operating costs, disruption risks, and uncertainty about long term reliability. So, maritime logic, ports, sea lanes, and choke points. Now, with Mayhem, Godard is about position. It's on the Arabian Sea, close to the major shipping lanes, and it's a potential strategic node in a region tied to the global energy flows. But there's a key reality check: Godard commercial activity is still small. One data set shows Godard handled about 0.034 million tons in 2024, which is extremely low compared to major ports. So Godard is more like a strategic bet than a proven commercial port. It creates upside, long-term leverage and positioning, downside, a limited volume today, plus serious security and potential risks. And the geographical breakout, escaping power enclosed. CPEC is China trying to create a partial escape route by building a corridor through Pakistan. It reduces reliance on the usual maritime path and gives China another outlet. But Seyhan's logic also points to the catch. You can't build politics away. Once your corridor depends on another country, you inherit that country's risks, instability, debt stress, and security threats, and they become part of your supply chain. So the breakup is real. It's conditional. China trades one vulnerability for another, less choke point exposure, but more corridor fragility. Thank you very much for your time.